Hey guys, Mr. Marcus here, and as you can see, we're in the favorite players of the MLO screen because we're gonna buy a new player today, and that player would be Jack Collison of West Ham United. And the reason I went out and bought Jack Collison was because I thought I needed a little bit more pace and a little bit more of a player who could actually control a game and maybe even run with the ball. So as usual, I buy a player from my favorite players and I remove him from my favorite players. But in this episode, as you can see, it's a longer episode because it's 13 odd minutes long, and that was maybe even 14 minutes long of my intro. Yeah, 14 minutes long. No, it might be 13. I don't know. But in this episode, we have three matches for you. Three, yeah, three. Yeah, three. Because basically I just decided to play a couple more matches. So if the three matches in this episode, we basically went for a goal fest. We want goals, and that's what we're gonna get. And you're gonna see some good goals in this game, especially actually against Real Sociedad. So with this guy, he has Lucina Traore up front, and I thought this guy is gonna be a decent player because he has not that much pace up front. So you'll have to play balls in properly into Lucina Traore's feet or into his head because he's basically an absolute massive black guy who plays up front, and he's absolutely fantastic, by the way. Like if you like playing quite a direct style, he probably fits your bill perfectly. But with that, he kicked off, and of course he's at home, and he was not playing, thank the Lord, at Old Trafford. I'm not hating at Old Trafford. Like, I don't hate on Man United or anything. I mean, they've had an absolutely dreadful season, but Old Trafford in this game is the most ridiculously glitchy stadium ever, and I don't think I've ever won there. I think I always draw or always lose or whatever. But in literally the first minutes of this match, I went forward a little bit, got the ball eventually out to Jack Collison here, gets a shot away, and it's a very good save from his goalkeeper. It comes out to Butner. Butner can't get it put away. He actually does put it away, but he's offside when he does so. And to me, it didn't really look offside, but he probably was offside. It was probably quite clear cut from the other side. It probably was. But in the 12th minute here, Sevilla gets through on goal, and Sevilla pops it in like an absolute animal that he is. And in the 14th minute, for some reason, he kept fouling me. So he fouled me. I got a free kick with Charlie Mulgrew 25 metres out, and I just popped in the top corner. I'm just going to ruin it for you because it's just fantastic. Because why not? But yeah, it came up to the 45th minute here, and I thought, well, that's me done. Okay, I'm not going to do much more in this half anyway, basically, because of course 2 minutes added on. You can do a lot in 2 minutes, but I mean, I just thought, nah, I'm not going to really do much. And I actually nearly gave him a goal when it came up to the half-time bit. And basically, I sort of wasted the time, as you can see, they're doing a fake shot, a fake kick out, because I just wanted to basically just make sure that the kick would cause half-time, which it did. And if you've noticed, I actually changed my formation up a little bit, which is quite cool. But as I was saying, I've been saying for this for the last 4 episodes, the pass completion percentage means absolutely nothing. I'm winning 2-0, and I've had 56% pass completion percentage. But okay, this is probably the best goal I've ever scored in MLO 2014, ever. Probably ever. Mulgrew clears the ball basically hits against Charlie Mulgrew's face, and I run with Mathieu Vidra. I keep saying Martin Vidra. I need to really stop that. Mathieu Vidra. And I just kept running. It's poor defending from him, and probably really good attack and play from me. Get the ball back, round his keeper, nice and easy, and pop in the back of the net. So let's see that again. Let's rewind, and let's go. So basically, it was really poor attack from him. I don't know why I decided to put a rewind in there, but I just thought it'd be cool editing, and it basically sort of buffers out the episode, which basically some people like. Some people like episodes long. I don't know why, but with that, basically got the ball Vidra, basically in my own half, round them. Look at that for a bit of skill around Nagata. I just kept running. I just literally kept running, and for some reason he started to slide tackle me with Rogero. Tried to slide tackle me with everyone. He was like, maybe he thought I was being a bit too cocky. Round his keeper, pop it in, and I just thought, well, okay, that's fair enough. Maybe if you thought I was being a bit too cocky, I would just maybe calm down a bit. But in the 70th minute here, you actually get the ball back with Sevilla. It's really fortunate for me. I just pop it in the back of the net, and usually I get a lot of comments saying you're quite a guy who gets quite a lot of fortune in this game, and you're quite unfortunately the most luckiest player I've ever seen in PES. I probably agree with that because I am very lucky, but he injured like 3 of my players in this match, and I was like, what the hell is your problem, man? That I wasn't actually too bored because injuries don't really count for anything because your players are like fine after anyway. But Mulgrew actually hits the post in literally the last minute of the match with a free kick. And it came to the point where I just didn't really care anymore. I could have easily have scored the goal, which the shot just coming up here, but for some reason decided to take it nice and early. I don't know why. And I really need to really cut down on these highlights if I'm being perfectly honest. I mean, scoring 4 goals does, you have to show all 4 goals. Of course, you can't just skip one out. But like, I was watching that and like sort of hit in. It was a relatively decent corner kick from Alexander Butner. I think I was playing Mulgrew at left back. Was I playing him at left back? I think I was. But yeah, basically won the game 4-0, and I was like, okay, this is pretty good. Our pass completion had gone up. We had 13 shots, 10 on target, a little bit more possession than our opposition, and we maybe deserved it. I mean, we had a lot of interceptions considering that he played a lot of long balls forward to Lucina Traore, and Sevilla got the man of the match, which I was quite happy with as well. But as you can see, we went up by 8, he went down by 3. He was, for some reason, his rating is really low when his team's actually really good. He should improve his game a bit. But as you can see here, I was looking at Kevin Nolan, and I thought, okay, Kevin Nolan, let's see his goals. He has 5 goals. 5. And he has 3 assists, and he's absolutely dreadful in 11 appearances. And I thought, mate, you're out of here. So I actually get rid of him. I actually get rid of Kevin Nolan. Glasgow has played in double the matches of him and scored 22 goals, I think. Was that? Yeah, 22 goals in 23 matches, I think, for Glasgow. Or something ridiculous. It's something absolutely ridiculous. And I thought, Kevin Nolan, screw you, mate, you're out of here. So I actually released him completely. I thought, okay, I need to go out and maybe buy another player. Now, of course, now I have an extra 400, nearly 400 points. And I thought, who else better to get than the beast that is John Joe Shelvey? So I actually went out and bought him. And of course, I'm not showing it to you right now. I actually do go out and buy him. I was actually going to buy Don Cowie or Jake Livermore, but I went, I could buy John Joe Shelvey, buy big Lord Voldemort himself. After having absolutely a great time with him in my Swansea Master League, I thought, why not? So I bought John Joe Shelvey, and he actually fits into my team absolutely perfectly. Usually this is where the episode would end. Not end, but this would be the last match. But like I said at the beginning of the episode, we have 3 matches for you today. So in this game, we had the 3rd consecutive win we could potentially get against a guy who was playing with EC Bahia. And he had Obina up front and Paulinho. He had Glasgow. He had Skolnick and Shabalala. And it's getting to the point where I'm just keep on playing the same goddamn people. It's a bit ridiculous, and I don't really enjoy it much. But like, he had some guy called Paulinho who I've never heard of, an 83 rated centre forward who is a goal poacher, and I've just never heard of him before. And literally, he kicked off the game, and if I remember correctly, this guy played quite well. I think he played a lot of long balls forward. I sort of, that's where I got to the point of maybe that's how I should play. But I sort of got to thinking like how I should really play my team, basically with thing. But I gave it straight to him. Actually, I gave it straight to Paulinho when he pops in the back of the net. I'm not sure what Luciano was doing there, so I double tapped X, and I was like, okay, just fake your shot, mate, and fake your kick out, fake your throw out, and you'll get on with this. But no, I gave him a goal, and it was the most frustrating 10 minutes of my life. Because from a quick counter attack, I'm sure he actually goes on and scores here. Not with Obina, but I'm sure he scores with Shabalala. No, he doesn't. That happens. Thank the Lord that happened. But yeah, I think he actually does score. No, he doesn't score. But yeah, in the 34th minute here, he tries to get forward again, eventually gets it forward to Glasgow. Rajdaral gives it straight to Obina, and Obina just pops it in at the back of the net. So from kickoff, I thought, okay, like I said in the last episode, if I am 3-0 down at half time, there's no point in me trying to play on, so I would quit. So, and basically comes to the 37th minute, I actually scored straight from kickoff with Sevilla, and I thought, okay, maybe going into the second half, it's probably going to be very easy to actually get past his midfield and his defence in general. But comes up to half time, and you can see from the stats that maybe he did deserve it, maybe he didn't. I mean, I hadn't really done much in the first half, to be honest, and I didn't really deserve a lead. I probably didn't even really deserve a goal. I mean, I hadn't really played well, as you can see from the pass completion, and I had more possession than him, but I mean, possession means nothing in the game today. I mean, if you look at the Bayern Munich versus Real Madrid Champions League match, they had 85% possession, Bayern Munich, and they didn't even score. So yeah, I mean, here I hit the post, it was goalkeeper made a really good save actually, and then it gets played again through to Vidra gets a shot when Vidra scores. But I mean, that goalkeeper, absolutely amazing save from, I think it was a Victor Elm shot, but coming to the last minutes of the match, and he hits it wide there, and I thought, oh god, like he was putting me under a lot of pressure, and he just continued to do so. I don't know why I kept sliding in like a crazy person, as Paulinho here hits the post, Mulgrew for some reason decides to take a big massive touch, and he can't put it away with Obina. And I was so goddamn fortunate that I did not concede there. So in the last seconds of the match, I was sort of going forward, trying to like, okay, maybe we can go and snatch a winner and be the most jammiest pricks in all of the PES community. But no, it does not happen. We actually could have potentially got it there if Kuwati hadn't intercepted, and if the referee had maybe let me play for maybe a couple more seconds, because Ricardo Fati was about to have a crazy shot. But as you can see, the pass completion percentage is actually equal for both teams, 59%, which basically means that it was a hard battle in that midfield. For some reason, Rakitsky got the man of the match, and I have no clue why, because considering we conceded 2 goals and whatnot. But basically, we went to the last match of this episode. Of course, there's 3 matches in this episode, fancy, and we, as you can see here, he went up by 4 and I went down by 2, but his team was so good. Why is he rated such a low rating? I don't even know why. But I got 30 odd points for doing that, and I went into this next match with a rating of, I got 30 points to spend, and my rating was 477. I went to this last match, and the final match of this episode against a guy who had a rating of 502, and I thought, come on game, he has a rating 25 better than mine, come in. But for some reason it said difference in rating would not be small. I don't understand why not. I mean, come on, he's got a better team than me, but he had Roma as his base team. And of course, Roma have had an absolutely great season, and I actually do like watching Italian football every once in a while. But as you can see, both my centre backs did not want to play, so I had to play Roderick and Mulgrew, who have never played together at centre back as a centre back pairing. Absolutely ridiculous. Big John Joe Shelby came into this match, and this match was probably the most difficult match I have ever played in my whole PES thing. It was so boring, but it was so realistically ridiculous. Ridiculously realistic is probably the best phrase to use, because literally nothing happened. There wasn't too much goal mouth action. There was a lot of me running off the ball with Jack Collison getting shots away and stuff like that, but like really it was sort of sparingly. Not much happened. Like that's probably the best way to describe it. I mean, here I run on the left with Butner, cross it in, Vidra gets his head on it, and I head it over. And like I was saying, the game, there's sometimes in this game you play a really realistic game, and it's like unbelievably ridiculously how realistic it is. Because here I actually score with Vidra from this position. It's absolutely amazing, as I just skin past this player, skin past another one, do a shot feint, and get a shot away. But yeah, I scored. So like literally, that was the 18th minute when I scored, or the 20th minute when I scored. And for 25 minutes, nothing happened. I mean, look at the stats. There's been 8 shots in the game, but I couldn't recall or see any of them. 4 of which have been on target, so 8 shots, half of which were on target. And I thought, okay, we'll see at least how the second half goes. And the second half was more or less the same sort of crap. Nothing happened much. I mean, I had shots and he had shots, but it wasn't like goal-threatening shots. Like there, he had quite a chance maybe to even score if he'd maybe hit to the back post rather than the front post, but literally not much happened. He tried to play short corners and tried to change it up a bit coming into the second half when he knew he was losing, and me, I just cleared it a lot, cleared it loads, and he cleared it loads, and it was probably the most entertaining 1-0 you'll ever have. But I don't show you any of it because it was really difficult to find highlights for this game. So with that 1-0 win, Charlie Mulgrew got the man of the match. I'm not really sure why. I think it's because he kept the clean sheet. But that is it. So if you have enjoyed this video, subscribe my channel for more, and catch you later.